bit of a lemon cadmium.
Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes.
Are you doing now?
Mm-hmm. It's been about 20 minutes since I last videoed, so
if,
the light has...
have enough battery though.
I should. Yeah. What has happened with the light?
I've been in it for, what would you say, about an hour?
About an hour.
Okay, I haven't stayed awake, but I have a feeling it is, I'm getting what I really attracted me. The contrast and the shape, the color. I think I'm almost there, but I don't want to get in detail, but at the same time I can't help it.
Your color, you really, it looks like you've already really developed the color.
Yeah, it's a lot more lighter.
I would say right now, since the sun is setting a bit, what has changed with the color? It's getting a little bit more vibrant?
Right, definitely. But I'm just going to have a little suggestion, if that would be okay. Little suggestion there. And the other thing is, with color, if you want to just kind of exaggerate a little bit, squint the eyes, and you look at the shape and everything, but for the color, what I do, I really open my eyes even wider to see all the colors. And if I want to exaggerate, I ask myself, which color is dominating on that, you know, light on the rock? I see more warm color. So that's why I'm going to put more warm color in this.
Yeah, you see a lot of highlights of yellow.
And the orange. I'm going to create a little bit more orange here. Orange. And I'm going to go ahead and exaggerate that a little bit. See? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. And this is the third piece right there. It's just, rock is not easy. It's just, it can be very difficult because you're following the shape and you're not really concentrating on the shape relationship and scale. Then it becomes a funny look, awkward look. I don't want to have an awkward look shape. So I think that's okay. This is right there. I'm not going to spend more time. I'm just going to create this reflection here of this rock. And then this rocks. The reflection right there. And I want to put a little bit of a hint of that beautiful fall yellow color here. At the same time, if it is toward the end of the canvas, it is going to take your eye away from the whole you know, scene that in front of you. So that's why I pushed this yellow more closer to the rock, so it is not at the edge of my canvas. So that's why in the nature it is not quite this close, but I took the license doing that.
That grouping of leaves?
Right.
Yeah, it's not it's not exactly next to the rock.
Yeah.
Is it?
And this is the second batch right here. The one that it is back further is less value. There is a lot of detail. I have to group it and just pick one shape that talks to me. And that's where the experience
comes in because you know what's going to be successful and balanced.
Right.
To not to get too excited for like a small detail, right?
Yeah, and if you just want to follow the detail of the shape, you are taking away the spontaneity. And the spontaneity of you, canvas, and your palette and your brush, sometimes it surprises you. And you are painting with your feeling. You are painting more toward the feeling than what works, what it doesn't. It's a tricky business. So I'm going to go towards the bottom of right this here. If I want to paint the whole scene that is in front of me, it is going to be very, very difficult because there is so much branches and so much stuff there. So
and different groupings.
Right. See, already what happened here, I think
you missed the forefront of those tall grasses.
Yeah.
Right?
The other thing is I just noticed that I have to make some adjustment with the rock because rock, it is a little bit
juts out.
That shore. So I have to do that. Even you have a license as an artist to move things around, but you don't want to make awkward shape, as I said before. See, I separated it from the shore. And right now, the color changed with the shadow on the bottom of the rock. Okay, and with a little line, it is going to separate right there. Shape is important, so this is there. It's okay. Right there.
Oh wow, that guy's fishing on top of the rock.
Yeah.
That's far.
So let's go with this bunch of
It's a beautiful lake off the 243.
Oh, what's the name?
Lake Fulmer.
Fulmer. Yeah, that's half the name.
Right off the 243 on your way to Idlewild.
Yeah. There, okay. And then you're gonna have the shadow. This grass. if you notice I'm doing, when I do I'm concentrating the brush stroke is the way that like a sculptor would carve stones. So
you're carving into the paint.
Carving into the paint. Thanks for helping me with the vocabulary there.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
No, I am not. Really.
I'm just facilitating your thought process.
And this is gonna help right there. The light.
Yeah, there's a lot of yellow in those trees.
Well, here's the thing.
And the pine.
I don't know if you go in the beginning of videoing, we didn't have this much light.
No.
So
this is only 30 minutes. This is about 40 minutes later.
Yeah.
Since you started.
If it's gonna work for me, I'm gonna include it. I'm gonna change, actually. Which looks like it is gonna.
The light is always changing when you're painting plein air. So are you always adjusting to the light? Depends.
I'm concentrating. Stay true with how I started.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, sometimes, if it works like what I said, I'll just go with what is, in front of me at the time. Right now, I like that. It is working.
Well, I think some of that yellow in, that grouping of pines is really beautiful.
Yeah, and this is going to help, right?
It looks a lot more yellow than before. If I'm really going to squint my eyes, I see a lot of yellow in those forefront pines.
Forefront pines, which one are you talking about?
The one to the right.
Here?
This
right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I should go back there and establish a little bit of a shadow color, which I'm going to.
Yeah, to make which ones are in forefront and.
Yeah, but it is really important the right color that you pick. Otherwise, you can't just make it a mess.
It can become a mess?
Yeah, if you don't have the right color.
So your shadow is a certain color too?
Right color and right value. Right value more than anything else, There we go. Oh, this is nice, isn't it?
Yeah. It's coming together.
It's really such enjoyment to get it right.
Now you're adding a lot of detail, kind of more so on one side of the painting.
I know. But
do you do that? Where you work on one area?
I try to jump around, but right now it looks like I'm paying more attention here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to jump here too. Okay, that's good. Oh, isn't that nice? Just a little hint of the space underneath the trees right there. And then I have to follow that. You still have battery?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's nice. Okay, I'm just gonna get a little bit of shadow there.
So not only are you adding the color and the value, but the way your brush hits the canvas is its own element.
Exactly. It is the variety of the brush stroke and also creating the form. I'm trying to create the form.
Yeah, you're not just creating a shape by filling in a color in a space. You're creating it with your brush strokes.
Right. Right. You got it. Okay. It's detail. You can get really lost with creating detail, but I'm happy with that. Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm happy with what happened here. So
the only thing I see is I'm not getting a sense of the water and land true line underneath.
I'm not there.
You're not
I don't
there.
want to
Okay.
do that yet.
Okay.
That's
that might be a final.
That's the final.
Because that would be the highlight of that grass.
Right.
Okay. And I'm not happy with that color down there.
Okay.
The green color underneath that yellow grouping. Do you feel a connection with your mind and the paintbrush?
Oh, that's such a good question. Yeah, it is. It's a really good question. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know, one thing that I would really emphasize for the beginner or even some people that have done it for a while, to take a break. I'm not doing it right now. I'm just saying it's a good idea to take a break away from the canvas, look at it from distance. Right now I'm just going squinting and because I'm fighting the time.
The light.
The light. It's just I don't want to get away from me. Okay. I think I'm just gonna jump in here.
Yeah, because you guys can't see it, but behind me, the sun is gonna set behind those trees. And the light is going to totally change.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, I'm just going to jump in here. I'm happy here.
You probably have a half hour more of light.
This is amazing.
Do they procreate in the water and then
color?
What's that? Do they multiply or it's just a little... Oh wow, nice.
Okay. Let me see. Let me get my sense of drawing. This is going to come here.
Are you gonna add in that dock?
I might, yeah.
That's a small little added detail, right?
Yeah.
It's more the
I
shape.
have
It's more the shape
moved.
of those grasses.
I have moved so many things. My brush is dirty. I have to clean it or grab a fresh brush. I'm just gonna clean it.
Oh, he's really fun the time.
Huh?
I can hear in your urgency that you're really gonna fight the light.
Yeah, I am. So that was a dirty batch. I don't want to keep doing that. There you go. Okay. I like that. Some Korean people. Appa,
Oppa.
appa. There we go.
Your shape is coming together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're working on those tall yellow grasses right there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then that second one off in the distance, the smaller one.
Right.
Working on that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And now the reflection.
Yeah, reflection here. Just putting the paint down. And then I'm going to jump into this color.
Oh, you did good job on that. The green that's in those bushes. You can't really tell from the video, but it has that tinge of lime green.
Where?
You got a nice color of green. That tint, you can't see that little slight bit of lime green in those grasses.
Which grasses? This right here?
Yeah, you got some of the green in there.
Yeah. You have to have that. Yeah, I see it.
Are you working on value or color? Or shape?
Shape, all of them.
All of them now.
Right
you combine
now,
it.
it's just there's not enough time to goof around, so I have to concentrate on all of them.
On color and shape at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to really group here. This is a lot of stuff going on here. I just gotta go with what is going to be a nice shape.
Well, actually what you see right now, it's not necessarily like an interesting shape, those trees.
Yeah.
It's underneath that pine, you just kind of see it's a bunch of little trees. It's not too interesting, is it?
No. I'm like, okay, there we go. Okay.
So you guys see what's kind of, you're balancing it through the feel.
Now I gotta go into my reflection. Okay, reflection right here. You still have battery?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Lucky day. Okay, I gotta cover all the canvas, which I didn't do it.
If you're putting a lot of that green down there, that means there's a
Yeah,
large pine down there.
I have to get up for a second.
Yes.
Take a break. Just you can stop it right now. Let me look at it.
Okay. Go.
You going now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Show this is a great idea if you get a chance to clean your palette.
After you've already walked away?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get rid of all these
Mistakes?
paint that it is getting kind of a murky. So started with a
Well, and you were working with the color, right?
Yeah.
So color decisions have been changed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna clean that. Start fresh. Okay. I forgot my paper towel, so I had my wife to go get from the park some toilet paper, which is working. That's why I'm using the toilet paper. So it's not something that I would do it all the time. Okay. I'm gonna clean that. So this is a very good testing of how to get the color relationship of that trunk. That's not an easy one. To get the right color for the trunk. So what you're going to do, you're going to compare the value of it to this right here. Value to the the sky to that mountain here. It has to be darker than this, no?